Hey Flosstube, welcome back to Basic Stitches. I'm Jordan. You can find me on Instagram at Little Stitch Girl Designs.
And I'm Jamie, and on Instagram you can find me as Jamie X Stitch.
We wanted to thank everybody for commenting on our last video and sharing their Instagram handles, and even those of you who don't have Instagram that commented. We love hearing from you.
Yes, we always appreciate it.
And we want to say thank you for all the love that you showed toward my grandma. She was a little nervous and skeptical to be on the video, and everyone being so kind.
And I went over, well, I had sent her screenshots, some of the messages, and sent to her. Farm Boy Love commented and said, and you tell Grandma it is a big whoop-de-doo, and I sent that one and she giggled. She thought that was funny. And then I went over and I was reading all the comments, just one right after the next, to my mom, and my dad was there too, and he's like, oh, well, that's really nice, like, and she just giggled. She just, I think it was nice. She really liked it. So
we're really grateful to have all three of us that stitch. I know a lot of people have said that they don't have really any family that cross stitches or anything, but I don't think any of us would cross stitch without having the previous generation to teach us how.
Right, yeah.
So we're really grateful to have that to bring us all together.
It's fun. And it's fun to have people immediately to talk to. And when I say, oh, I just messed up, I gotta rip this out and start over and stuff, they understand, you know, to have that. And, you know, it is nice. It's fun.
We had a few questions. One was from Adelaide Cottage podcast, which is Shauna. She was asking where we got the project bags that we have.
Which are these project bags. And I've got mine at the Container Store. I purposely bought them there because they had the mint green. They also have black as well, but Amazon has bags similar, and I have heard people say that you can get them at some of your LNSs as well.
They're really nice because they're like plasticky vinyl.
Yeah, they're really quite thick, but yet they're see-through.
Well, they're the plasticky vinyl, so they're not like, because some fabric makes like the fabric pill up and go funky, like when fabrics rub against each other. Yeah. But then it has the like threading through it, so it's really sturdy and doesn't like rip or get holes or anything.
Yeah, they are really strong. And you know, the fabric ones are quite cute, and I've thought about making them, but when I found these and the price was so inexpensive, and I've just collected them and they work.
Yeah. We then also had Rhonda Trainer ask us a few questions. She asked if we prefer scroll rods or QSnaps. For me, it depends on the project. I do a lot of big projects, so the scroll frame's really nice for those. But for the smaller projects, I really like QSnaps.
I'm the same way. I usually kind of match up either the rods or the QSnaps depending on the size of the project and just kind of make it work. I like to, I don't know, just, yeah, match it up to the project.
I used to do everything on hoops because, I mean, hoops are really basic when you start.
And that's what we both had for years.
And then since trying scroll frames, I've kind of become partial to them, but then since trying QSnaps, I just don't think I'll ever go back to using a hoop.
Well, and I use the small QSnaps the way I would a hoop, and I prefer the QSnap just because it keeps the tension better. I feel like on the hoops I'm constantly pulling it and tightening it and trying to get that tension that I like, and so I've just kind of converted.
It's even like when it goes loose, you just tighten it back.
Yeah,
up. Like,
it's very
you don't
easily.
have to sit and tug on the fabric all the time.
Yeah.
So I prefer scroll frames and QSnaps. She also asked about my mom's Lowrey stand.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll insert a few pictures of it here. So that's the Lowrey Stand. And then you said you knew someone who did a video about it?
Yeah, I will find it. I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but she did 3 different videos on YouTube that were just demonstrating how to fine-tune and adjust your stitching spot using the Lowrey Stand. And I don't know if she used a quantum frame or a millennium frame. One of them. She had one of them. But she really just goes through about how to make it positioned for yourself so that you're not putting strain on your body, like contorting in some weird way to stitch.
Which is what I do. I get in all sorts of positions trying to get comfortable stitching.
Yeah, but she went over really well and in depth on how to, the Lowrey Stand and how to adjust it. And honestly, Ginger Gerald, we'll tag Ginger Gerald. He just did a Lowrey video and demonstrating how all the adjustments on it. And it was a good video about it. So we'll put that in the links below.
Yeah, we'll link all those in the description. And then Rhonda also had another question. Oh, she asked what kind of chair we sit in. I just sit on the couch.
I typically sit on my couch, but I'm on one of the ends and it does recline. Sometimes I recline, sometimes I don't. Kinda.
I also sit on the end of my couch, and then I have a little footstool that my husband got me for Christmas that I keep all my stitchy stuff in it, and then I use it to put my feet up. So every once in a while, like if my back starts to hurt, I'll put a pillow or 2 behind my back just for like
I've done that
extra
before.
Support. But yeah, I just sit on my couch. And then she had one more question.
Oh, goodness.
She said she was new to this, so she had lots of questions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she asked if when we use QSnaps, if we just work in the middle or if we put it over our stitches.
Oh, that's right.
We have always matched the QSnap to like the size of the fabric, and we only really do them on the smaller projects. So we haven't done that, but people do use bigger projects and smaller QSnaps and just have the extra fabric. And I think
just move it as they go.
Yeah. And it would probably squish the stitches a little bit like a hoop, but not quite as badly, because I know a lot of people get bothered by the way the hoops squish your already done stitches. But if you're doing beading at all, you can't put the QSnap over the beads, because...
Well, and a lot of people will put a piece of fabric or felt under the clamps to protect the stitches.
Which...
If they're...
I've done that just to protect my fabric on some of them, because... Yeah. It was my first time using a QSnap. I have it on the smaller ones though because I need all the workspace I can get. Yeah.
So, well, and I think that Ada is a tough enough fabric that it's okay.
Yeah.
I think if you were doing an even weave or a linen, something that's not as, I don't know, maybe they're just a little more delicate fabrics, where Ada has so much like starch in it or something.
Well, and it has like all the threads together.
Yeah.
So if like one gets a little tweaked, you still have like 4 other threads there to hold it in place.
Yeah, whereas the linen and stuff that is just individual threads, you know, if that makes sense. Anyway, I think I would try to protect them a little more, the fabric.
We wanted to do a shout out to Adelaide Cottage podcast on Flosstube, and then on Instagram she's Adelaide Cottage. She's Shauna.
She's commented on our videos, and I've just started watching her videos, and they're great. She quilts and crochets and knits. Yes, is it crochet? It's knit and cross stitch. I mean, she has a variety of crafts. She's very multi-talented woman, for sure.
A lot of people that comment are very multi-talented.
Right? Yeah. I'm always amazed.
It's amazing
and
how
impressed.
crafters do so many different crafty things.
Yeah, it's fun to see. It kind of makes me want to broaden my horizons a little more.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was going through everybody on Instagram and following, and of course when I follow you, I have to go through and look at some of your stuff, because that's what Instagram's
Get to know each other, yeah.
And so many people do quilting, and there were a couple, and I don't remember who it was in particular. There was someone that got like it was like a star quilt pattern, and it was like super fun looking. super intense because I am like a very, 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 very beginner if I even try. And then someone did one that had fish on it that was super cute. I sent a picture of that one to you.
Was that Lisa?
Yeah, that was Lisa Alders.
Yes.
Albers. Sorry. She did one.
It's beautiful.
That has some fish and it's super cute. And so it was really fun to go through and see everybody's quilting. It makes me want to start quilting. But
I've thought about maybe starting with like some table runners. I thought that might be a good way to get into quilting. Have one for like my kitchen table and then put the dough bowl I want on it. Or like on the top of my fireplace or different things. Anyway, just to put a table runner, I thought that'd be a good start.
Yeah.
See if I
Probably,
really like it or if it frustrates me to the point that I don't want to. Or...
Even a table runner is a lot smaller than like a big quilt. And like Chelsea has made a lot of comments recently on Priscilla and Chelsea saying how like when you're starting you should do like the small projects because then you like finish and you're so proud of yourself and you keep the momentum.
Yeah.
I haven't always done that. I've done a lot of big projects.
Sometimes you just dive right in.
I have the Disney Princess one I showed forever ago that maybe it wasn't forever, maybe it was just a couple episodes ago or last video, whatever. And I've been working on that since I was like 16 or 17 because it's big and progress is slow and so it's hard to stay motivated on it.
You've also, starting as a young teenager, you were very busy in high school and active, and so that's different too. Yeah.
I've only really been able to do a lot of crafting since like having kids and stuff.
Being home more. Yeah.
So.
Hey.
Anyway, there was one other shout out we wanted to do. Donna Ray?
Donna Ray. Yes, she is fabulous. She just started doing floss tubes. And she, let's see, I just went.
She's Flannel
Jammies Farm.
Flannel Jammies Farm.
On Flosstube. And yeah, she's fun. I like watching her videos. And she's on Instagram as well. So.
And did you have another question on Instagram or that one?
Oh, no. No, I just, well, no, I'll tell you that in a minute.
Okay. So I promised last time that I was going to have progress.
Because I can't be the only one doing any stitching here.
But first I'm going to show you a finish from forever ago. I finished this last year, but didn't show it because I couldn't find it. Yeah. I found it. Yeah. It was exactly where it should have been, but I guess I just didn't look hard enough because it had been on the top of my bookshelf, but then we moved everything from the top shelf to the bottom shelf because we put other stuff on the top shelf, and I couldn't find this, and I was so angry, and I was thinking that it was being squished under like all of our DVDs and stuff that we put up there, and it wasn't. It was right where it should have been. So this is Spring by the Cricket Collection. Yeah. It's been rolled up, so it's all wrinkly, but anyway, so
it's beautiful. She does a really good job.
I posted on Instagram. So many social medias: YouTube, Flosstube, Facebook, Instagram. I posted on Instagram when I finished it, and did a few close-ups of like my favorite spots, because there were some things like the basket of berries and stuff that they were just fun to stitch. And so I posted pictures of those, and I had a few comments about how pretty my stitching looked, and that's always one of my favorite compliments to get, is that my stitching looks good. But so that's a previous finish from months ago. This is a finish from this week because
exciting, and it looks
I did progress. So I finished Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and I love them. They have the cry neck again in there. There's the belt buckle and buttons, and then in the hat. And then they were like really fast until I got to their faces, because their faces have so many color changes in them that it took a long time. But I worked on it like all day for like 3 days, 2 days to get it all done because I needed to have progress.
Looks great. I mean,
so,
just to see and like to have it in person and see like the coloring in the faces, and I mean, it may have been a lot of color changes, but it's well worth it because, and the character that comes out in the faces, that's what I like is, I mean, yeah, it's great.
I know a lot of people don't like backstitching. I really like backstitching. Not as much because of like the process of doing it, but because it really livens up
the project.
But doing the backstitching here on their shoes and then on their faces, there's a lot. And then especially the banner where it has the little bows. I felt like as I did that backstitching, the whole part just like came to life. And so I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it was great. Next,
I will be doing the dormouse right here. And then...
I don't know if I remember what that one is.
And then I think it's the March Hare.
Oh, and that's the brown bunny.
Yeah, that's the brown bunny. The dormouse is... He's at the Mad Tea Party. And he sings Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat. I wonder where you're at. He's inside of a bunch of teacups and teapots.
Okay, I remember the pattern. Yeah.
I wanted to shout out Brooke Nolan that does Brooke's Books Publishing on Etsy, and then she has a website because
wow,
they're awesome.
Yeah.
You have progress?
Oh, you want to show your other?
Those are my 2 finishes. I have progress on a couple more, but we have the same progress on this one, so.
Okay, well, let's show progress. So this is the Cricut Collection Summer, the one that we're doing with my mom as well, our grandma. So that's what the pattern's supposed to be. And my mom is so much further than us. Oh my goodness. Next time we have her on, you're going to be amazed. But
she is already into the E after the 2 M's.
And done all the stuff around him. So that is my progress. It looks like I'm doing a mom, like a Mother's Day. But it's not. It's just the 2 M's in the middle. And the sunflower. So I'm on the carrots down here. And then I'll work on the carrots. And then there's a grapevine that goes around on the M. The striped M.
And then are you going to do the end of the word and then...
And then I'll probably go on to the E and R. And then go back to the U and the S. So, want to show yours?
Yep. I did a little bit more of the brown circle.
She spent more time on Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
My goal was to get them finished, and so I did it. Yeah. And that's what matters. But I did a little bit more of the brown circle. So that's all I had from that. And then I also started April Year in Chalk by Hands On Design. So I'm doing it with the chalk Gentle Art floss for the white, and then it calls for lemon pie, country lemon pie I think is the yellow that it calls for. I'm just using a DMC and I don't remember which one, and I don't have it out, so oops. But then these stems are also supposed to be white, but I wanted to do them green for the daisies. So my goal is to finish this soon.
Maybe this week.
Hopefully.
They do go pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, they're super fast. This was all 1 day of stitching.
So that was Wednesday, because that was our family dinner night. She brings her little family over, and Abby doesn't work that night, and then Derek and my husband are home. And so that's just our night. We do family dinner, hang out with the grandkids. And I started that night my March Year in Chalk by Hands On Design. And this is as far as I got on mine. I just only worked on it just that night while they were here. I was doing it with Jordan. But I will be picking this up this week and working on it as well. I would like to get it done so that I can keep up my 1 a month.
And I found my frame that I want to put these in.
I have not.
I went to the DI, which is...
Desert Industries.
Yeah, it's kind of like Goodwill, but it's run by the church here in Utah. And so I went there looking for, I think I was looking for a chair for my kitchen because one of our kitchen table chairs broke. And then ended up looking at books and frames and all sorts of stuff because they just have all sorts of stuff there. But I found a frame and I need to repaint it, but it was only $1, so it's not a big deal to repaint.
Right.
So I have the frame. Hopefully I'll get this finished so that I can have the frame finished and everything up for April, and then I'll probably try to stitch a month ahead so that I can keep them displayed all year.
Seeing it where I should hurry and get a month ahead versus I've been doing them in the month. But did you have?
Nope, that's
those
all
are
of them.
those are your whips. Well, that's quite a bit of stitching for you. Okay, so like for the 10th video in a row, I'm showing this pattern.
This is our 10th video, isn't it?
It is.
Yay.
Hitting the double digits. So I did a little more progress on the country seasons. I started on spring. I got a little more progress done. Actually, quite a bit. I did this last weekend, I think, is when I worked on it the most. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
The tree looks so cool.
Isn't it awesome? I mean, it's just really turned out great. I like the, I don't know. I've enjoyed it. Every part of it. It's just
do the sheep have polka dots or do those stay
yeah.
empty?
No, they have polka dots, and then their legs and their faces, it's a tan color.
Okay.
So after I finish some more white, I'll go back and do that. But I've basically done the top part of the pattern, and so now I'm going down, and over here there's some tulips, and I think another sheep down here, and some grass and stuff, and then that is the spring.
Do they say spring and winter?
Yes, there is a frame at the bottom. Where did it go? See?
Okay.
So, yeah, there's one more bigger sheep, some birds, tulips, and a bunny down by where it says spring. So, but I do have fabric there to start the next ones when I'm
You have the
done
fabric
with this
for
one.
all of them, right?
Mm-hmm. And the floss, like it's all in here ready to go. And actually, I'm going to show you this. So, because they all use kind of the same... Yeah, I'm going to turn it around. Because they all use kind of the same color chart for all of them, because I make the working copy, and I just taped the color chart here, and this is the background, or back stitching instructions. And then I've got my chart here for each, the others are in my bag. But anyway, and I just have that, and it's kind of been really nice and convenient, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I did quite a bit on that last weekend. And I have to say a little confession. This is my very first Prairie Schooler.
You have a lot of the patterns.
Yeah, but I've never stitched one. This is my first one, and like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's a fun one, so yeah, I think I want the Prairie Schooler months. Shocker. I have a thing with seasonal and monthly.
Currently, as we were just discussing, all of her projects are, well, as we were discussing before the video, all of her current whips are seasonal or monthly.
Mm-hmm. And that's all I need is another series. But they're all in my cart on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. All the ones that they have.
I have a bunch on 1, 2, 3 Stitch and Frog and Stitch. Is that what it's called? Stitch and Frog.
Mm-hmm.
And Down Sunshine Lane. And I have a lot of carts full of stuff. I have a big cart full of stuff on Etsy too.
So
one day when I have all the money in the world, I'm going to buy all the patterns.
Do you know, okay, so I sat one night and I went through my 1, 2, 3 Stitch cart, and I had my husband, he had his calculator out in his phone, and I would read him off the prices, and he would add it up. $300 in my cart. And I just looked at him when I was done, and I said, "Can I buy it now? Can I just hit buy?" And he's like, "Are you crazy?" I said, "Okay, a little at a time."
I've done that with Alex too. I've gone through and like, okay, because like on Etsy it separates it by shop. And so I went through and had him had him add all the prices as I read them. And I mean, not quite 300, but it was like $80 worth of patterns in my Etsy cart. And I just like looked at him like, can I? He's like, no.
Well, and I have to say, mine were all patterns. That wasn't the fabric or the flosses or anything. I just read him the patterns. So many projects, so little time. I need to retire. My next whip, I just have a little bit of progress on the Tulip House by Hands On Design and Priscilla Blaine. But this is also what I'm going to be stitching on today. So I have not made much progress. I've just filled in a little bit more of the red. I'm actually almost done with the red. And then I'm going to continue on with the white for these two tulips on the side and continue the white up. And then after I get some more white done, I will go ahead and fill that in. Anyway, that's my plan. I guess we all kind of do that in a way. We plan out like what we're going to stitch and like what order and stuff as you go. And so anyway, but that's today's project that I'll be working on for sure. So
my goal is to work on Tulip House and Summer kind of in conjunction with each other, or alternating those when I get some of my other stuff, like the March done. Those are the two that I really want to work on and get done. I did, because Hobby Lobby had their chalkboards on 50% off last week.
I forgot. You texted me and told me and I never went in.
So I went in and I got the frame. It's the same frame that, well, it's a chalkboard that Priscilla got for Chalk for the Home. So I went in and got that.
And she's mentioned this, but when you go, if you want the same one, because it has a place at the top to do spring and then the chicken wire at the bottom to put the actual home on. And when you go to look for it, it is brown wood, like stained. Priscilla's has put more molding on hers and like a little decorative wooden piece in the middle, and then she chalk painted it white. I think we're going to look into doing, at least we talked about doing more molding around the outside of ours. And then mine's probably going to be painted black, because a lot of I know the wall where I want to put it next to the shelf in my kitchen, and the shelf is black.
Used to film in front of.
Yeah, but that never showed up on the film because it was
there are the
too
two
high.
pictures right underneath it.
Yeah.
But.
So, and then I have a little corner shelf in my kitchen as well, and that's black. So I think, whereas Priscilla's is white chalk paint or whatever, I think I'm just going to paint mine black to match with my home decor. And then I'll probably background the stitching with either, like, I really like black and white gingham. I don't know, something so that it will stand out as well. And then with the way the chicken wire is on the frame, you should also be able to see the wall through it too.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too black on black was my point. I
think all the furniture in my house, well, at least the furniture I want, is white, like white wood and stuff. I like the look of white wood. But then all my frames are black. So I'll probably do it black to match the other frames I have. But I think I'll probably put a fabric behind each of them that's coordinating. So like with the Tulip House, to do like the pink or the peachy color.
That'd be cute too. So see, we can go look
kind
together.
of seasonal. So when Joann's has a sale on fabric, that's where we'll be.
Which I like Joann's. They're fun. So, do you have haul? Oops, I just snagged that one.
I don't have any haul.
Well, I was excited to get...
But we're going to Shepherd's Bush for my birthday in a couple weeks, so I'll have haul.
Yeah, I'll give her allotment and she can pick out what she wants. I was excited to get my monthly subscription, the Victorian Moto Sampler Shop Threads. Oh, and I just snagged the one that...
So it's not all nice.
Yeah. Got my finger cut in it. I'm going to show... Well... couple at a time here. Let me put those behind it so you can kind of see. They are just absolutely beautiful.
This is the primitive set?
No, this is not the primitive. This is the limited edition. These are more the bright. But they, just the, maybe I can hold them all up. We'll see.
I love this one.
Yeah.
The one on the far right when she holds it up, far left.
And I'm...
Maybe not.
Okay. So you may not be able to see the names, but... And I'm not holding that one.
This one is the one that I like the
They
most,
are all
They're all
just
gorgeous.
absolutely beautiful. Love them.
I don't know what my... Like, whenever I see a group of things, I feel like I have to pick my favorite of them. Maybe it's because as a kid I was really indecisive.
Oh, yes she was. As a child, her favorite color was pink, purple, and silverware. Because she liked silver, like shiny silver. But she was like 3, and so to her, silver was silverware. It was cute.
But, like, when I was told I could get a treat at the grocery store, we would stand there for forever while I tried to decide.
Yeah. Like, seriously, half an hour.
So now...
To the point that I'm like, okay, you make your decision now, or we're leaving without you getting one.
So now as an adult, I have to immediately pick what my favorite is, because I can't be indecisive anymore.
Oh, I gotta sneeze.
That makes me scared a little bit, though, because my daughter, her favorite colors are pink and purple and yellow and blue and green. She names all the colors except brown. She doesn't like brown.
I could kind of go with
But
that.
she names every color as her favorite color, except brown. So,
Well, I don't, yeah.
if she's anything like me.
Then you're in for it. Anyway, I'm going to hold these up just one more time because they're so
beautiful.
pretty.
And you're going to use some of them for the word plays, you said?
Yeah. With I Needle and Thread, Brenda Jarvis, the word plays. I'm going to just kind of pick my own colors and flosses as I go with them. And kind of match up similar to what she has. I mean, I like what she has. I just want to put in the Victorian Moto threads for it. So now this one, I showed you this one. Yvonne is an enabler, aren't we all? But ever since she talked about her double a long time ago, it's Yvonne the Night Owl Stitcher. For if you've been under a rock, she's been a Flosstube for a while. She is probably one of more of the first ones I started watching. But she showed her wooden double, and she puts little pillows and things in it for each month. And I know several others. Southern Stitcher has a basket that she's doing, and she does the same kind of thing. Well, I need to jump on that bandwagon because I don't have enough monthly things to stitch.
I want to as well. And I found a little wood, like, basket. What is that wood called?
It's kind of a wickery, but it's not wicker, but it's, oh, I don't know.
Wicking was the word that I was trying to think of. I think I was trying to think of wicker. But I found a little basket like that I've had shoved in my kid's closet for
a while.
4 years now. I think we got it when Lacey was born. So I found a basket now, and I just need to fill it with little
stitching goodies.
Stitching pillows.
So,
I want to do a bunch of like cross stitches monthly, and then I also want to crochet a pillow to go in with each of them too. So
I gotta sneeze, and it's gonna. You don't want to hear me sneeze. Look what I got. The Prairie Schooler, a Prairie Year. I am in love. I want each of these to be a pillow in my basket.
I love the watermelon.
I know. Well, I love them all. They are all so... Here, want to see them close up again? So, Lowry had put on Instagram. It's EPLP...
Numbers.
And some numbers. I can't remember the numbers on Instagram, but it's Lowry. And she had put that she had got this. And I commented that it's one that I really wanted. And she let me know where it was on eBay. and it was a good price and shipping and stuff. But this is book number 13. I don't know how high Prairie Schoolers went, but I know like some of them, they're into hundreds. So I was like, oh my goodness. And it was from the year, where was it? I saw the year on it somewhere. I gotta hold it down here because maybe it's on the inside. I want to say it was like 83.
$1986.
Oh, 86. Anyway, thanks. So I couldn't see it. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna stitch them, and they will be going into my little basket.
First, she needs to find a little basket.
No, double. Well, okay, so, and I did it, when I got this in the mail, I did a Google search again. And because I've looked around at, like, little thrifty places and stuff, and I haven't come across anything that I wanted. Or just craft stores for, like, baskets and things. And there's some ideas I have, but I saw one listed. And it wasn't quite as dark of stain as what I had wanted, but it'll work just fine. And so I think I'm going to go snag that up. So anyway, then I'll have one, and I'll have to start doing more monthly little pillows. And to do that, I watched Mama's tutorial on how she does her little pillows. And because I'm not a seamstress sewer person by any means, so I need the tutorials. So I appreciate that she puts those out there and shows every step of the way.
She'll like watch a video from Yvonne, and she's like, she explains it in a way that I think even I can do this.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's how tutorials should be. So Yvonne, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, well, of course she is. So, but yeah, that will be a project yet to come, as if I don't have enough.
Is that all of your?
That's all mine. That's all my progress, and those are my 2 purchases I got.
Well, I wanted to show everybody because I'm really proud of it. Yesterday was my son's birthday, and he had a space party, a moon party. He loves the moon. So he's 2 now. My baby's 2. Growing up so fast.
So sweet.
But I decorated. I really like doing decorating for parties and stuff. So I wanted to show you guys a few pictures of it because I'm super proud. And it's also part of why I didn't get... I mean, I got a lot of stitching done in the week that we've had. But part of why I didn't finish...
The last 2 days you haven't, though, because you've been preparing for his party.
Yeah. So here's some pictures of his party because I'm proud. And then we wanted to ask our question for the week, right?
Yes.
Our question this week is, how many active whips do you have going now or usually have going?
That you're rotating between currently.
Yeah.
Because I have some that are set aside, and one day I'll get back to them, but I don't consider them an active whip.
I have to count just a second. You talk about yours.
Okay, so we talked about this before. I have 2 that I'm working on for the monthlies, which is the Year and Chalk and the Hometown Holidays. And then I have 4 more. So those are monthly, and then I have 4 more that are seasonal that I'm working on, that are the summer and 3 different springs. But then I have 2 other monthly series, which is
the snapshots and the wordplay.
Yeah, that I'm not gonna start the wordplay till I finish. I think, unless somebody says, because I've already had a few people say, "Hey, I got those too. Let's do a stitch along." So if somebody's like, "Hey, let's start them," I'll just start them. But at the moment, the plan is to finish the monthlies that I have before I start another one. But then every once in a while I'll throw in like one of the Pine Mountain snapshot, which is monthly. But I'm not going to put one that I'm going to do one every month, because I got to work on my seasonal ones too, all the springs and summer. And so I think I have 7 current. Is that right? 4 and 6. If I counted right, I have 6. I'm trying to rotate between and stay caught up on them all.
And they're all seasonal projects that she'll be switching out.
Yes.
Every season or every month.
Yes.
I have the big Alice from Brooke's Books. I have the Alice from Donna Stitch. I have Tulip House by Hands On Design, and I have April by Hands On Design, and I have Summer from the Cricket Collection, and then I swear I had one more that I was just thinking of, because I had 6 too, but now I've forgotten what the last one was.
So you put the spring. I'm trying to remember the ones. Oh, your alphabet one. Your creatures.
Yeah. I haven't actually started that one yet, but that one I'm going to be starting hopefully by our next video. So I also have 6.
And I hope to, like, this week I did not start, because it's only been a week since our last video, and I did not start the tree lot yet. That's the Hometown Holidays. But I hope by next week to have at least a good start on that, so I can keep up with my monthly on that.
I also want to start doing the Hands On Design chalk ornaments that I got, so that I can have them done and ready for Christmas. And my plan
so
was
you really
to do
need
those,
it by like Thanksgiving, so that you can
make sure they're all finished and everything, because I want to hang them on my tree. I usually don't let us hang up our tree or put up our tree. We don't hang it. I usually am kind of a Scrooge and say, well, we can't put that up until December, because Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday, and so I can't let Christmas encroach upon my Thanksgiving.
I also like to put up our tree and our decorations. It doesn't. We don't have to wait till December, but it has to be after Thanksgiving.
But last year we put it up Thanksgiving night because I was just excited. It was weird.
But Christmas, once Thanksgiving is done and you've celebrated and you've got with your family and friends or whatever, then yeah, it's Christmas season.
So I need to have them done, probably done stitching in like November, so that I can get them all finished and put up like as ornaments to put on the tree. So I need to start working on those too. Luckily they're quite small.
Yeah. So we have lots of stitching. But yeah, that's our question, is how many active whips do you try to rotate between? Or what is your, even if you have more or less, where do you find the number to be that you like, you can manage? Because right now I'm almost feeling a little overwhelmed.
That's why I don't have as much progress on some stuff like summer, because like when I get close to finishing something, I only do that until it's done.
Well, yeah.
And so I kind of like put my blinders on for a little bit. But
that's okay, because then you can still get a finish.
Yeah. So how many active whips do you have or usually have going? And if my grandma watches this one, which we got her on YouTube and subscribed to us, then she's going to roll her eyes big time at us.
But I want to get her a couple more going, because she's totally kicking our butt on summer.
Yeah.
So if she has something else to work on, and she doesn't have much more left to finish on her
Most Wonderful
list. Yeah. And so we got to get her another start. Which I told her was going to go to Shepherd's Bush for Jordan's birthday, and she's like, well, I want to go. So we're going to have a girls' day, and we'll see if Abby wants to go. Abby's not too much into stitching the way we are. She likes it. She has a couple projects.
She's kind of still in the same stage that I was 5 years ago, though, where she's just kind of busy doing
working
work
in
and
college
school and
yeah.
friends and stuff. I got married and settled down and
Settled
Suddenly.
down at age. Yeah. Okay.
so
Anyway. That was funny to me.
I was
you're so
I was
old
19 when I got married, so I really settled down. I was working like 60 hours a week the first few months of our marriage, and then I quit one of my jobs and went down to working like 30 hours a week. And then I was so bored and I needed something to do, and so I picked up crocheting and then have picked up cross stitch since then and quit that job and just been a stay-at-home mom. So I've like opened up a lot of time for myself to stitch and settled down. Plus, all of my friends also do crafty stuff that we do together, so.
That's fun.
Anyway. Thanks for watching. We love all of the comments and likes and views and just connecting with everybody. And we have been working on following everybody from our last thread.
There's still some more I gotta go back and
there's
follow.
more comments from last time I was looking. But then we're also trying to put all the names with all the names on other social media with like your real names. So it'll take us some time. We got a big flood of people coming in, so it'll take us a little while, but we'll get it all.
Yeah, and it's just fun. I love it. So thank you so much.
Yep. And if you ever want any more Stitchers to follow, you can go to our 9th video and go through the comments and find some great people there.
Yes. So it's been fun. I've had a lot of interaction and it's been great.
Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.